Where do you start when you have to teach someone how to code? It seems such an infinite problem space. So many different commands and ways of doing things. And, well, how do you do it? Where do you start? Well, the bedrock of my teaching is based around the four principles of coding. These four principles can be found in all high-level languages. And I tell my students this. If you understand these principles, you can code in any language. These principles are variables, input-output, loops, and decisions. And I refer to these as often as I possibly can. This is the structure or the scaffolding that I hope my students are going to build their learning upon. Variables are placeholders. They are buckets, if you will, where you can put data. It's a way a computer program remembers things. So in the Call of Duty, you would have to remember the player's name, how much ammo they've got, what level they're on. All of those pieces of data would be stored in a variable. Maths use variables all the time. For example, if x is 3, y is x plus 2, what's the value of y? That could be a typical question in maths. Well, x and y are both variables. They're both placeholders. They both can have values that can change. It's just that maths don't use very descriptive variable names, unlike computing. Input-output. You need to be able to tell a computer what to do. You need to know how to do that. You also need to know how to get the computer to tell you what it's thinking or the output of your program. So those are two fundamental principles you have to get to head around. Loops. There are only two types of loop. There's a while loop and a for loop. A while loop is where the instructions are repeated while a condition is true. For example, while I'm hungry, eat pasta. 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 I'm no longer hungry. The loop stops. A for loop is used whenever you know exactly how many times you want to repeat. The nursery rhyme 10 green bottles, is it a nursery rhyme? Anyway, the song 10 green bottles, well, that will repeat 10 times. You know that beforehand, so you would use a for loop to repeat that. Finally, possibly most important one of all, computer program needs to be able to make decisions based on criteria or conditions. We do it all the time as human beings. Computer program needs to say, if something is true, then I do this. Otherwise, it's not true, so I do this. So the if, then, else construct is incredibly important.